And no, we're not talking about Xiangling, Kazuha, Venti, all these super strong characters out there. Mona for the big damage combos. We're talking about death by bajillion cuts. This team right here. Xiangling, Bennett, Xingqiu, and Raiden Shogun. This team, look at Bennett's battle scars for being so used in Genshin. You guys have scarred this man for life. Maybe it's because he's fallen down cliffs so much. I don't know. But this team is absolutely wild. You might say Raiden Shogun's here adding good old electro damage. Isn't that going to cause you to go ahead and overload a ton? And the answer to that is yes, but it's going to be a wild experience out there for you. So the way that this team works is you're going to be popping down your Bennett's Elemental Burst and slopping every single kind of damage bonus that you can into your Xiangling Elemental Burst and your Xingqiu Elemental Burst and doing tons of damage. And in essence, what you're trying to accomplish with this team is abusing Bennett's Elemental Burst by pumping up a big attack for both your Xingling's Elemental Burst, your Xingqiu's Elemental Burst, and then fulfilling a nice little Elemental Burst bonus damage here from Baleful Omen, on top of regenerating everyone's Elemental Burst energy with Raiden Shogun. So you have some very nice fluid Elemental Burst. You have like pretty much infinite burst. So this is a good showcase of who's doing what damage. Can you one cycle this boss? And we're gonna absolutely decimate this boss here with everything that we have access to with these characters. So we're just gonna come in here, pop this guy, get some booms, pop this in, drop this down, get some of these. And then we're gonna pop this, and we're gonna pop this, and we're going to absolutely melt this guy. Look at these vaporizes. Look at that. Boom, boom. It's done, man. It's just so easy and it's so fluid. So while the team's fairly easy to play, you do want to use your skills in a certain order. We're gonna start with Raiden Shogun's E into Bennett's Elemental Burst in skill into Xiangling into Xingqiu here. So we're gonna pop this up, pop this. Throw down the bear, throw down the Elemental Burst here. Activate the burst for Xingqiu if you have his C4 first, so you get the bonus 50% damage. This guy's gonna run away. As always, we're gonna come over here and then go over into our Raiden Shogun's Elemental Burst time. Vaporize, Electrocharge, Vaporize, Electrocharge, Vaporize, Electrocharge. A little bit of overload love here. Throw this back out here. Slap this guy. Throw it on Guoba. Throw this down. Hopefully they won't run. Why are you running? Throw this out, and then we can throw Elemental Burst back out. Nice little action there. And that's it. Now, quick little guide on gearing all of these characters for you there with the Guoba doing a handstand. I have Xingqiu built for Elemental Burst damage as well as a damage up on his Elemental skill. What you can do here is actually build him with a Sacrificial Sword. Super awesome. You don't need nearly as much energy recharge though in this team with the Raiden Shogun. Getting a reset or maybe just having this 61% from leveling this up to level 90 is going to be more than enough, especially if you have a little bit of substats energy recharge. So I have 185, way more than enough energy recharge to make that a thing there. So what you can do here is actually build him up for damage here. Now I have 2-piece Shimon. I was reminiscent. You can do 2-piece Gladiator. This is because I have very poor rolls on his other set, which is going to give us Heart of Depth 2-piece Hydro damage bonus up. I have Hydro damage bonus up. Ideally what you want there is 2 pieces of this and 2 pieces of the good old Noblish Oblige set, which would be quite amazing for him. Elemental Burst damage plus 20%. As his Elemental Burst does do quite a lot of damage here per sword, 92% multiplier. 3 swords, 3 swords. If you have C6, 5 swords. If you don't, 3, 3, 3 every single time. It's going to be amazing there. The reason you want to build him up for damage in this team, because you're allowed to. You don't need as much energy recharge. Look at this multiplier for his E as well. Almost 600% at level 8. That is ridiculous. You can take this to 10, or if you have some constellations, all the way up to level 13. And if you get a reset on your Sacrificial Sword, it is a ton of damage that you will be doing with your support character there. So if you have access to the ability to build them up with a little bit of sub DPS, do so. You're gonna have crit rate, a little bit of crit damage out there, 2-to-1 ratio like with everything else, 180% ish, 160 to 80% energy recharge. You're gonna be flying out there with your Xingqiu. Bennett, easy. Build him for base attack and then HP. So put whatever your biggest attack flat weapon is, and then build him 4-piece Noblish Oblige. 12-second cooldown on his Elemental Burst, 12-second 20% attack buff. Works wonders together, giving you even a more attack buff. Same duration, 12 and 12. Gotta love it. 3 seconds without both those buffs. Awesome there. And then you're gonna be building him a little bit of energy recharge as well. Now, when it comes to Xiangling and a Raiden Shogun, Emblem of Severed Fate set, amazing. Same thing with Xiangling as well. However, you don't have two well-rolled pieces of Emblem of Severed Fate, throw in the Crimson Witch of the Flame set on your Xiangling. And as far as artifact stats for these two characters, Raiden Shogun's very simple. Electro damage, Goblet, especially if you have access to the Engulfing Lightning, or an attack percent Goblet as well. Whichever one has the best substats for you is what you're aiming for there. Crit something circlet here, usually it's gonna be a crit chance circlet with some nice crit damage subs. You can see this right here, attack percent, crit damage, energy recharge, very nice as well. Energy recharge sands, especially if you're using, like we said, good old none other than Engulfing Lightning, or the catch here works pretty well with ER as well, because she is here to battery your team first and foremost. So try to get some decent subsets on that as well. The rest of your stuff here, flower and feather for her, crit chance, crit damage, a little bit of ER, and then some attack percent. You don't really need elemental mastery or anything crazy like that. So this one right here, 50% crit chance, 145 crit damage, nothing super crazy as far as good old stats. Now Xiangling here, a little bit more interesting because it can swap up due to the fact that we're using Raiden Shogun with her as well. So artifact here, if we're using the Crimson Witch of the Flame set here, you're gonna be aiming for a crit something circlet. Usually, like I said, same thing with a Shogun, crit chance circlet to get some crit damage and the substats. Elemental mastery also is very nice as well for those nice big vaporize numbers. And you also will be plus you'll be proccing overload a fair amount of the time as well, so you're gonna get double benefit from EM there. You're gonna also be wearing a pyro damage Goblet here, energy recharge a little bit, crit chance, crit damage if you can get it, if you can find one. Goblets are very hard to get perfectly rolled here, so this is what I have right now, as you saw in the video. Could be a lot better here. And then the sands here, you can either roll an attack percent sands or you can roll an elemental mastery sands. Now an elemental mastery sands would be amazing here. This one is absolutely terrible, but for substats you're looking for, if you have an EM sands, crit chance, crit damage, and you're gonna be getting attack percent. If you have an attack percent sands, you get some elemental mastery, crit chance, and crit damage. Name of the game here for her, crit chance, crit damage, elemental mastery, maybe just a little bit of a sprinkle of energy recharge. But you saw we were almost ready to go all the way with as low as 111%. So if you have like 115, 120, 125, pretty much all you need there, as long as your Raiden Shogun, excuse me, spoilers, has enough energy recharge to sustain the rest of your team there. We're running 283 on her. Now weapon selection for both these characters, Engulfing Lightning is fantastic. However, so is Wavebreaker's Fin in the catch. So if you don't have access to the Engulfing Lightning, put Wavebreaker's Fin on Xiangling and the catch on your good old Raiden Shogun here. This is because you're battering your team based off of your own energy recharge with Raiden Shogun, so you want her to have as much ER as possible. It's going to fit super well with her set that you're going to prioritize on her first as well. And then you can put the Crimson Witch of the Flame set over here on Xiangling, and then throw in either, you don't have Wavebreaker's Fin, throw in a stat stick like Staff of Homa or Primordial Jade Wing Spear, anything like this. Dragon's Bane works as well. These can all be fantastic, but if you didn't actually get access to the Wavebreaker's Fin, maybe you're trying for the Staff of Homa, maybe you do have it but it's on your Hu Tao or Xiangling or something like that, Wavebreaker's Fin can be very nice as a secondary option in this team. This is because, like I said, you're prioritizing the catch if you have it on your Raiden Shogun. So if you don't have any of these weapons that we talked about, get the catch, go fishing. Come on, it's not that hard. So while Xiangling might have been one of the first characters you had access to in Genshin Impact, she is probably the most longevity character. Is that even a word? I don't know.